Hello everyone, this is a new tutorial using light cast correction in Grain2Pixel plugin. So we're going to switch on Photoshop, and the light cast correction, we need to define a bit what it is. So we're scanning, we're inverting, and for example we can have imperfections, our light could be not even, or we can have a vignette from our lens. So let me show you on my rig where I have some vignette. For example, I'm gonna select a file, this one, and I'm going to save it in the tutorial samples folder as a JPEG, and I'm going to choose a no crop because it's a one-to-one. Film-based sampling is auto. I won't touch this LTC map for the moment. For the conversion, usual, I'm just going to keep the engine checked, the smart option for color cast remove and auto light balance. For post conversion, I will choose sharpening. Run. Okay, and now we are receiving our scan in a few seconds. And what do we have here? Let's rotate it. So you can see here that there is a vignette on my lens, and it's translated in brighter corners. Okay, so what can you do? Actually, there are a few ways. You can use the camera raw. So Ctrl Shift A will bring up your camera raw if you have it installed, and you can go here on the lens correction tab and having setting some, I don't know, something like this, playing with the midpoint and with the amount of vignette, you will be able to compensate, and in Photoshop, imagine that you have just scanned the roll and you have to apply this lens correction file by file, or which is going to be time consuming. Of course, if you have Lightroom on the other side, this is going to help you a lot. You can simply let's go to the scan area here in the scan tab, tutorial samples. Oh, it's here, but let me reset the settings. Okay, so this is our scan. Okay, it was already imported. You have the develop tab, which is basically the same thing as the camera raw in Photoshop, and you can go on the lens correction area and go on manual. You can play with the vignette and have the same the same output. I mean, you can compensate the vignette of the lens, and then after that, assuming that you're having multiple scans here, a roll, you can synchronize this correction along with other corrections that or contrast or enhancements that you decide your scans would need it. But let's close this, and there's actually another way to do it, at the conversion level. Have it converted, with this correction built in. For that, we are going to, I already did it, but you have to take a shot, with your digital camera using no carrier, no film holder in front of the lens. Just take a shot of your scanning light at the aperture that you're used to scan, like, I don't know, f5.6 or maybe f8. I'm scanning at f8. Some other people will scan at f7 or f9. I don't know. You just need to take a shot. Your shot basically will be something like this. I'm going to my lens correction folder. Here it's something like that. Just have to be I don't know, a mid-gray. It looks like a gray card, but it's actually the light, the scanning light. and you can see if there's a difference between the corners. I have some, I think half of a stop of a vignette. It's an old lens. It's a 50 millimeter lens, a Nikkor f2, and I'm using it with some extension tubes, and I think also the extension tubes helps producing this vignette. It's not very strong, but as you can see, it's visible here. If we're not compensating, it's, I don't know, I don't like it, I would say. So what we can do, let's create a light cast correction map, an LCC map. We need to create it once, but not once. It's once for a lens, a combination of lens and light. If you change your lens, or you change your aperture, or you change the light, you will have to create a new LCC map. So here I have a raw source file, here, but I'm going to load a new one from the lens correction folder. I'm going to use this F8 raw file. I'm going to hit the create button, and there you go. Now you are asked to save the file. I'm going to use a JPEG. I saw that it was pretty fine, and I'm going to rename it tutorial v2. Okay, I'm going to save it here. Quality, let's say 10. It's pretty good. And now I'm going to load it, the JPEG. I'm going to check on LCC map, open the folder, and select the v2 F8. Alright, now I'm packed. Let's hit run. We will convert the same file in the same way, but having now this LCC map loaded. Let's see how it performs. Alright, our conversion is finished. Let's copy this one and put it on top of this. And this is the LCC, and this is the, I don't know, let's rename this no LCC. And let's see what happens. What do you think? It's the same thing as using the camera raw lens correction or Lightroom lens correction, but it's embedded in the conversion. You don't have to care about it. It will add like a second, I think, for the conversion, because it's a blending happening there, and it's already done. There is much more less for you to adjust after conversion. You might want to do this. Now, raise a bit the light if you're not satisfied with it. I mean, maybe you want to focus on the guy's face, not on his arms, and you can raise a bit the light, the overall light, and that's it. You don't have to fix this annoying thing, the corners with Camera Raw or Lightroom, or maybe you don't have Lightroom. Okay, so I think that's a pretty good tool to use, this light cast correction. You have to be careful how you shoot. I mean, just don't have anything in front of between your lens and your light, like carriers or other, I don't know. The light has to be clean. You don't want to have dirt on it. I don't know, pieces of paper or something else, I don't know. And that would be it. This is how you do it. This is how you build a light cast correct, an LCC map. This is how you use it with a plugin. And until next tutorial, let's shoot more, scan more, and develop more film and invert more film.